Welcome to the next installment of our tutorial series on advanced qualia. This is the third volume of our terrain series. In the first two segments of the terrain series, we saw line of sight between two units at the same heights, different heights, and above the obstructions of the terrain below. In that series, we used board Z and showed single-story and double-story buildings. In this segment, we are going to use the famous board 1. This board is well known to all advanced qualia players and has been used in thousands of scenarios. We are concentrating on the section isolated in the picture, basically hex rows I through N. As you notice, the buildings are multi-hex structures of wood and stone construction. You will also notice that several building hexes have large white squares in them as opposed to the little white dots. In our last video, we saw that the buildings without the white squares contain two levels in each hex, 0 and level 1. Such an example is the wooden building K8. Of further importance is that since this building has two levels, a 0 and a 1 level, it is a 1.5 level line of sight obstruction as opposed to level 1 obstruction of single hex buildings. The buildings with the white squares are actually larger buildings with a 0 level, a level 1, and a level 2. The white squares are also staircases. Unlike the K8 building, which had inherent staircases, units inside these buildings with white squares can only go up or down levels through that hex that contains the white square. Our first picture shows the line of sight from L7 to J5. The black line represents the line of sight from a level 0 destination on both sides, and obviously the line of sight is blocked by the building K7. Next, we move the troops from level 0 to level 1, as denoted by being on the level 1 counters. Now, if K7 were a single hex building with only a 1 level, they could see each other. In this case, however, this is a 2 hex building. It forms a 1.5 level line of sight obstruction, so units on level 1 cannot see each other. In this instance, they cannot fire at each other. In order for these units to see each other, they have to be above the 1.5 level obstruction of the K8, K7 building. This means that they would have to be on level 2. This is denoted by placing units in question on level 2 counters as shown in the picture. Now, the last possibility is that the Russians are on level 2 and the Germans are on level 1. Since there was only a half level difference, 1.5 for the K8, K7 building, minus 1 for the German being on level 1, any units from level 2 can see the Germans on level 1 even if it crosses the K7 building. Now we'll see how the units go up and down levels in staircase buildings. In the K5, K4 building, the German wishes to go from the ground floor in K5 to the first floor in K5. This building does not have inherent staircases. The unit must spend 2 movement factors to go from K5 to K4, then he'll spend 1 point to go up to level 1 via the staircase in K4 for a total of 3 MF. He will have to spend 2 MFs to go back to K5 on the first level. He will then have to be placed under a counter-exhausted counter, because he would have to spend a total of 5 MFs to go up there into that spot. If it was an inherent staircase, it would only cost him 2 MFs to go into that spot. This finishes the third installment of our terrain series in advanced qualia. I hope you enjoyed this video, but remember this video is only an introduction to help give you the confidence to dive in and have fun with this magnificent game. The only real way is to play this game as often as possible. Perhaps find an experienced player to learn from. If you enjoyed this video, please like us on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. Like always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to contact me at jdhobbies@live.com. And thanks for watching.